Balenciagas on my feet, stay in, boyfriend. I got these pointers, neck and wrist, stay in, boyfriend. I'm always fresher than the rest, stay in, boyfriend. Since 96, I'm in this game, stay in, boyfriend. Balenciagas on my feet, stay in, boyfriend. I got these pointers, neck and wrist, stay in, boyfriend. I'm always fresher than the rest, stay in, boyfriend. Since 96, I'm in. Welcome back to another episode of No Cap Reacts. I'm your man, Bailey. AKA Mr. Go Get 'em. I'm back with another episode. Yeah. Let's redo that. What I need y'all to do is subscribe to the damn channel. Alright, so this is an impromptu video on this wonderful thing called the music industry. The reason I decided to do this video is because in the last couple of weeks, a couple people have come to me asking for help. And there's a couple things that people really need to understand about this industry. First and foremost, there's no such thing as friends. Period. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what you do. There's no such thing as friends in the music industry. Your group of friends are going to be people that usually come up in the industry with you. And if they come up in the industry with you, they're going to help you out. They're going to be there for you. They're going to believe in you. They've been there for a while. What people seem to think is that if you have been someone in the industry, that you automatically owe them some sort of handout. Okay? You can give someone the knowledge of the game, but unfortunately, do they actually take it? In most cases, no. There's a certain of the individuals who continually decides to bitch and complain because basically he's not being given the handout. Why? Because he believes in himself. He believes in his music. He believes in his product. Yet, just going to be honest, your product hasn't gotten you anywhere yet. Product alone does not do it. So I'm going to give you guys a quick breakdown of exactly how it works. Now, mine's going to be a little bit outdated because when I got a deal, the music industry was a lot different. We still had CDs. We weren't digital yet. Y'all are digital. See, when I was doing it, we were worried about Napster because Napster was taking our music because people was taking the CDs and uploading it to Napster, which was the first file share. And then it kind of grew from there. Look, I started doing music in literally the year 2000. Bombshell Entertainment was the name of the label. It was something started with me and a few of my friends. Bombshell actually took off rather quickly, and in less than 90 days, we were doing shows and on tour with Snoop Dogg. Bombshell as a whole didn't make it. We had Hattie, you had Master P coming through, Mr. Servon, they tried to take her. Okay? She was underage. She couldn't sign her own deal. What she wanted to do, basically her mother would have gained everything from that. And she wasn't going to do that due to the personal issues that they were having in their life. Stuff that I won't put out there because that is between them. Okay? Nick, infamous. He was going back and forth to Branson, Missouri at the time because this was all happening in Missouri. When he was going back and forth to Branson, Missouri, well, he had people promising him things and doing things and other things also going on in the Memphis area where they were promising him deals and money and all these different things. Guess what? This is why the label went defunct. We had one actually commit suicide, among other things. It was pretty... It was rough, okay? I met this guy by the name of Eric Hawk. Eric Hawk took me under his wing. My first tour was Spirit Fest. The first city we hit was Kansas City, Missouri, Spirit Fest. I was in front of 70,000 people. I won a freestyle contest. That was right before doing a performance, right before Tech 9 got up. This was, I think, the third or fourth time that I'd actually met Tech 9. We went from there to North Dakota, South Dakota, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Same thing. Sir Mix-a-Lot, Tone Loc, Coolio. Festival. I don't even know how many thousands of people was there. I remember that day fully because me and Tone Loc's brother was walking around and his medallion got stolen while in the crowd. Not sure where, but it did. From there, went to Fayetteville, Arkansas. A club called Bubbles. We were on the camp. We were where all the clubs are at, right there by the campus. Little Rock, Arkansas. Okay? Is it Little Rock? I think it's Little Rock. Or Fayetteville. Fayetteville, because it was Arkansas University. Did a show there. Cisco, Poopa Don, Vanilla Ice. Eric was taking me around nonstop, show after show after show after show. And honestly, this is when I say I sucked. Now, while on that particular tour, actually on that date in Arkansas, well, that was when I caught a case. Well, was charged with the case. I didn't catch the case. I was charged with the case. Fast forward, 2005. Grinding, writing, recording, grinding, writing, recording, grinding, writing, recording, sending music to record labels, having conversations, getting noticed, being around people, setting myself up to win. Leaving where I left it. November 2006. I inked. Actually, let's not even go there. So the first thing I did is I dropped this mixtape called My Life. It was the first actual mixtape, the first actual CD full of 15 tracks that I felt were good enough to put out there. I took all of the hottest beats that were in the game at that time, made sure that I recorded tracks hotter than the songs that were actually out at that time. My Uncle Beaver ran into a guy by the name of Robert Carson. My Uncle Beaver owned a suit shop in Los Angeles. Rob actually did music. He was a music manager. My uncle was playing my music. Told him, this is my nephew. He liked it. Got his number. Gave him my number. And before I could call him, he called me. I signed a contract with him. management contract. Standard management contract under Robert Carson. That was my first manager. At that time, I was doing, I can't tell you how many shows a night. I still worked a 9 to 5. 2 of them to be exact. One of them I was a chef. And my chef, I did construction that started at like 5, 6 a.m. till about 3. I went home, took a shower, changed clothes, and was literally at the hotel restaurant to start cooking by 4:30, 5 o'clock. I was off usually around 11:30 to midnight. I would go to clubs and be at clubs to perform, to be off and done by 1:30. I did this for I don't know how long. And when I didn't have to work, which I always make sure I never work weekends, my weekends, I was out of state. I left the state. I would jump in my Cadillac, my 92 Cadillac Sedan DeVille. And I didn't care if it was 100 or 1,000 miles away. I jumped in my car and I made the drive straight. I always had a backpack full of CDs. In the trunk of my car was my burner tower, my actual PC tower, a monitor, keyboard, mouse, mixer, mic, and mic stand with a pop filter. It went with me everywhere I went. When I was in the hotel, I was recording. If I stayed at somebody's house, I was recording and burning CDs. Best Buy had a spindle of 100 CDs that they would sell for $6.99. I would go and buy them. I had the presser machine. I would literally max it out, buying the press-on covers for the CDs, and the jewel cases I would buy in bulk. I would make sure I had at least a minimum of 50 CDs. I didn't go home until all 50 CDs were sold, whether it was a gas station, whether it was a mall, whether it was a party, someone walking down the street, someone driving down the street, and definitely at my shows, I was selling CDs at $5 a pop. That is how I financed every single thing that I did in the music industry. That is also how my name got out there, literally, for sure, all through the Midwest, from Florida to California, North Carolina to California. Managers would hit me up. I would see other major artists. And this is the thing. I wasn't paying to get on shows. I was being booked to get on these shows. At this time, you have a hood nigga straight out the streets, straight out of prison, ain't never been on a plane and refused to fly, so I drove everywhere. Rob calls me one day at work, says, I have a meeting with Sony. You got any new songs that I haven't heard? It's like, well, yeah, I'm always recording. I sent the songs to him. He's like, do you have any original tracks? At that time, those were all mixtape tracks. I said, no, but I can have some. My cousin, Little John, was the one making the majority of my beats, and I had Dion Badell every now and then when I could actually get him to actually do something. So, I recorded some things, and I sent it out. Then something happened. I decided to make a trip to St. Louis. I was at my cousin Courtney's house. Now I was chilling there. And I left there, and I went to my cousin Little Howard's house. Y'all know him in the world as Chingy. And I heard a bunch of beats. And then I met this dude by the name of Zoe. Zoe made me a beat. And the name of the track was called Show Me How You Work It. And honestly, it was the first ever somewhat club track that I had ever done in my entire life. Zoe did that. I recorded it. I sent that straight to Rob. The first meeting, literally, they said, he's a little rough. It's a lot of drug talk. Don't know anything that we could put out as a single. Until that track came along. Second meeting. Well, that's what he went with. That's what they heard. And I told, because my cousin's husband, his name was Rico, he was on that track. He went by Note. So at that time, I was then given some contact information by the name of a guy of Gildy Flores. I left St. Louis and I went to Pittsburgh, Kansas. I was in a trailer, a two-bedroom trailer. One room was an entire studio, an entire outfitted studio. The other room was a bedroom. That's what I was given. That's where I stayed. That's where I record. Gildy would send me beats. I would do the music. Before long, I had 6 tracks. Then I had Show Me How You Work It, From the Club to the Streets, Kales. What's the name of the other song? I don't even remember. But the banger was From the Club to the Streets. How make you bounce, bounce. How make you roll. 2 steps, lean back and let it go. They loved it. That's when I actually learned how to make actual music. I wasn't just talking hood shit. I wasn't just talking street music. I wasn't talking pow, pow, shoot 'em up, bang, bang. That opened the door to so many other things because Gildy was part of Sony. There were other producers. There were things going out, things that were going around, things that were putting out there. He also had ties to Universal. He was a producer. We were doing things with MTV. One of the tracks ended up on 3-6 Mafia's Welcome to Hollywood. Deal gets signed November 2006. The reason that I say this is, guess what? Nobody gave me anything. I went out and I earned it. I didn't go out there and say, hey, I'm Chingy's cousin. I didn't jump on any of his tracks. Didn't have him on any of my tracks. Didn't try to go and get any of his tours. I earned everything on my own. John Bailey earned. Shortly after that, another manager came to me. His name was Raymond Brim for Brim Management. Robert pretty much did what he needed to do. He was one of those managers. I call them brokers. Well, we're called brokers. They manage you till they get a deal, they get their signing bonus, and they're on to the next. That's how they make their money. They are somewhat kind of close to an A&R. They find new talent, break it, and then they're gone. Brim, out of Chicago, got me a lawyer, set me up, made sure everything was the way it was supposed to be. He's actually the reason Haterproof Records became exactly what it was. Registered, set up, and ready to go. First artist signed to Haterproof was a young chick by the name of Tifa. Non-stop touring. I want to say in the year of 2007, there's 365 days in a year. I did 372 shows. We count after parties and clubs shows. Me and Ray did that for about 2 years. His contract was only for 2 years. We had a good 2-year run. I was then introduced and had met at one point in time a guy by the name of Mike B. I met him through Miami Mike. Y'all would know Miami Mike as the manager for Soulja Boy back then. Soulja Boy, tell him. I had also met a guy by AB the White Boy who was with through So Def. And he was managing an artist with So Def. But that was his only focus. So I was meeting quite a few people. Actually, a lot of people. Lighty brothers, both of them. One, we all know the infamous Lighty brother, P. Diddy. He was the one. And then his younger brother, who manages Yo Gotti. I'm at Whack 100. I went with Mike B. I say this and I throw this out there so that you pansy ass motherfuckers out here that keep asking for handouts will understand something. You earn your way into the industry. It's not given to you. Yeah, I knew drug dealers and more that made hundreds of thousands of dollars and had money, but they didn't put any of their money in me. I did not ask them to put any of their money in me. The legal ones or the illegal ones. Why? Because I'm a man and I stand on my own 2 feet. I don't require help from someone else. I can do it on my own. I did it on my own. That is how you make it in this world. That is how you make it in this business. That is how you get things done. If you don't understand that, I don't know what else to tell you. The reason Sony came... No. The reason I ended up in front of Sony was because I was out with all the major hitters doing music. I was out there networking. I was out there putting my songs on radio stations, or at least asking to be put on radio stations. I was doing shows and doing paid shows with other major artists where A&Rs were actually hearing me, and a manager was actually shown who I was that had contacts with a label. Now, the reason I say what I did is outdated is because that is not what happens in the industry anymore. Hold up real quick. It's a lot easier to either get signed and or make money in the business of music today because you have the internet. I had MySpace back then and Facebook had really just started going. That's it. You guys have so many other platforms. Access to producers all over the world to get top-notch beats. Beats sound way better now than what they did then. I had to physically mail CDs to record labels. Y'all don't have to do that. Y'all get to just go out and just do it. All day, every day. Easy as ever. So I question what the issue is with anyone going out and doing music in this music business. Share this video because people need to hear this. Like the video. Doing music isn't easy. It does require a lot of work. See, everybody sees the flashy point of the music industry and the cars and the females and the things like that, but they don't show you all of the hard work that happens in the studio. Actually, you have T-Pain and now even right now Tory Lanez showing you. And guess what? They are in the studio every single night recording. And guess what? That cost money. I had the benefit of being in professional studios and learning how they work and mastering things, because while I was in the studio and they were mixing and mastering mine, I paid attention and learned. I found out what program they were using, and either I bought the program and or, well, we would pirate it back then. Put it on my computer, recorded myself. Bought the same thing. Bought a condensed mic, bought a boom, the same interface of what I'm using here. I think last my interface was an Alesis USB. Plugged in directly. I already had the reverb and all kind of other effects already inside of it. It was like $400 then. Adobe Audition was what I was using then. And I had thousands of dollars worth of plugins to make any sound that I wanted to and give it the feel and the vibrance and the softness or the hardness of whatever I want to. And then I paid for my beats. Look, you guys can benefit from just jumping online. And as you jump online, you can meet people. You can distribute your own music by literally signing up with one of the distribution companies that charges you about $10 a month to put your music on every streaming platform out here. Everybody's constantly complaining about record deals. Well, guess what? The standard is a 360 contract. Let me tell you what a 360 and where the term 360 comes from. That is, you got 360 days to give me a hit. If you don't give me a hit in 360 days, bye. And any money that we put into you, you better pay it back. So if I gave you $1 million, I need my $1 million back. Or give me a hit that makes $1 million back. After I get my $1 million back, then you get paid. Oh, you have a show? You're getting paid $5,000 a show? Cool. 20% goes to your manager or booking agent. You get the other 80%. But no, the label, especially if the label is booking the show, needs there first. You get what's left. And you also take the hit on the taxes on that $5,000. Oh, you're selling merch? Yeah, 80-20 split. 80% goes to the label, 20% goes to you. And again, you take the tax hit. You want to do streams? Great. The streams that you get, it's like 10-1. 10 streams equal 3 cents. Well, guess what? 80% of that, if not more, of that 3 cents goes to the label. You get what's left. Y'all figuring it out yet? Yeah. Publishing, not yours. Best way for you to make money, honestly, is to do tours. Build a name for yourself and get out. I posted something recently that was posted by Futuristic for a tour to go out and actually put their music out, make money. If you are a hustler, you will make money. Because that's what it's about. Have good music. Put yourself out there to market yourself. Have a product that you can sell. You are your product. The man that I am today is not the man that did music back then. As a matter of fact, I never do this, but let's go ahead and shrink that there. Open up another window here. Now let's go back. Let's open this up. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's a handsome young man, isn't it? Isn't he just handsome? Yeah, I paid for photo shoots. Packy Savannahs, thank you so much, sir. Definitely appreciate you. Yeah. I made sure that I got put out there in a way that was marketable. I had a marketable look. I made sure I stayed in tip-top shape. In order to do so, well, it took a minute. It took hard work. Somebody's at my door. Chunk Bud! Hold on, world. All right. Hard work. A lot of it. Marketability. Being able to sell yourself to the world. I remember when I first did my very first photo shoot for Sony. Yeah, they put me in front of a panel of men and women and asked, would you buy anything from him? Ladies, do you find this man attractive? They literally created who I was. That was the name of the game. That is how they played it. I just realized how often I wore white tees. Oh, yeah. Every summer, I did this thing called the whiteout. I created that myself. Every summer, all summer long, I wore all white. It was the thing that I did. Called it the whiteout. It's the reason I had a pearl white Cadillac. Hustlers and Grind, the mixtape. Look, MySpace. It's the only thing you had. Fucking ridiculous. Constantly out working. Constantly out marketing myself. Putting myself in front of people. Photo shoots. Men, women, everything. Okay? Personally knew artists. I was a master of promotion. Yep. My cousin, my uncle, my other cousin. Y'all know who that is. There was things that I was doing in the game easily. Networking. This is back when I was getting out of the game. There's Chris. And look at the little boy. Look at the little boy. This is what I did. You guys have so much more available to you. Yeah, I was on this tour. This is when Papoose and Fat Joe got into it. Yes. Know all of them, even to this day. Yep, there's my little ass right there. Poppy Hells. He was from Dipset at the time. Yes, sir. My last show here in Arizona. This was my retirement show. There's no faking in what I did in the music industry. These people are my friends. These are things that I created. This was the Little White Show. This is Portia. Everybody knows we used to date. This was what I did in the music industry. Wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but it's what I did on my own. I created my own grind. I created my own buzz. I created my own fortune, foundation, money, everything. I did it all by myself. Every single thing, asking no one for help. Features I got. I mastered doing CD covers. I used to do Lil Wayne's mixtape covers. What is it? Millionaires in Training. Flyers, CD covers for mixtapes. I can't tell you how many artists out of St. Louis, Memphis. Not only was I known for doing music, they called me the Super Hustler. When I met T.I., and they took me to his studio, they would make bets. Because the thing was, when I recorded a verse, I did it in one take. So everybody used to make bets when we went to the studio whether or not I was going to mess up or not. That was for those that knew me on a personal basis and was in the studio on a regular basis and saw me literally write mine, then go on the booth and immediately record it and never mess up. The industry is a fucked up game, though. See, when you get to a higher level, and you're dealing with record labels and you're dealing with real managers. Get down, GG. And you start dealing with booking agents. It's a dirty game. When you start dealing with those entertainment lawyers and entertainer CPAs, all of a sudden you realize money starts disappearing. The game is dirty all the way around the board. The question is, how do you handle it? What do you do? And what's next? You guys don't 100% have to do that anymore. You can literally create a home studio, start recording, go sign up for what's it called? I can't even think right now. And get distribution. Now all you have to do is market yourself. I'm sorry, but if you're coming and asking me for a handout, you clearly haven't done what you needed to do. You want me to believe in you the way you believe in you when I know not a damn thing about you. Guess what? It's not happening. And you can make your post about, oh, when I make $1 million or when I created a buzz and then you want to come fuck with me, that's fake. No, that's called business, because a record label ain't beating your door down right now are they? They have no idea who you are. Just like the rest of the world, including me. I have no idea who you are, what you're capable of, and guess what? I have earned my money, all of it. Earned businesses. Why do you think I'm gonna fuck my shit off on you? A gamble. I might as well go to the damn casino and put it in a slot machine and hope that I win. At least I spent it the way I wanted to. Because that's what you dudes is asking for. Record labels, billion-dollar companies. They have multiple people that they're putting millions and millions of dollars in. One artist can recoup what they put into 10. Take your ass to one of these labels and get signed. Unfortunately, the majority of you can't. Because you don't have the true talent, the look, or the work ethic that goes into it. You want somebody to put some money in, you take your ass out and get 2 jobs then. Use one job to pay your bills and the other job to actually finance your music career. Then you're going to realize how hard it actually is. You know, that's what I did. That's how I bought all of my studio equipment. That's how I bought all of my beats. That's how I bought studio time. That's what put gas in my car and paid for the hotels before other people were actually paying me for shows, because the first 3 to 5, I basically had to show up and do it for free. But I was also smart enough, and I got a hustle mentality to say, fuck it, I'm taking 50 CDs with me, because if I can make 50 people buy a damn CD, I can win. Y'all doing shows in the same place every fucking day, in the same little small ass towns, and thinking that people are supposed to put money in your pocket, and you have such a buzz that you still can't even sell out locally. And if I ask you if you've done any shows in any other cities, no. On your local shows, cool. Tell me how many tickets you sold. You don't even know. How about keep up with that? Show some sort of track record. And not because you sold them firsthand. Put your tickets, buy real tickets, take them to a store. Let the store sell your tickets, because they're going to keep count. They're going to keep tally, because they're going to scan them. That's right. That means you also need to get a barcode under your business name. So when that show is over, within 72 hours, they pay you for those ticket sales. There's a lot more to this game than just, ooh, I want to do music. Cool. There's a lot of people out here that want to do music. There's a lot of people out here that want to be signed. Rap artists is like women. 8 out of 10 of them are beautiful. Well, guess what? 8 out of 10 of you rappers sound great. But 1 out of 10,000 is going to make it. Coming at me consistently, basically telling me what I owe you, or what I should do for you, or how I should help you get to the next level, when you can't even give me a proper plan of how I'm going to make my money back, I'm not fucking with you. I'm not fucking with you. Learn about the music industry, the actual music industry. Master your craft. And guess what? You won't have to ask anybody for anything. It's going to be coming to you. I did music basically for almost 10 years before I got a break. But I didn't get a break. I made it. I created it. I went out on my own. It's just like buying a house or buying a property and getting into real estate. I got to earn the money and make sure my credit score is where it needs to be for me to get it. And if I'm using it for business, whether it's Airbnb or I'm flipping it, I got to have the extra money to go ahead and gut it to resell it. Ain't no handouts. The music industry is a fucking joke. Most of you artists are the fucking joke. So if another one of you guys decide to want to jump in my inbox and say, hey, you should invest in me, you better have a ledger that shows me how much you also invested in you. You better also show me actual numbers of CD sales, spins, streams, radio stations it's playing on, and anything else that is also bringing you revenue. You should have how many t-shirts you've ordered and how many t-shirts you've sold based off of you buying in bulk and or singles. Because if you're actually doing that, that's a business. You got to be paying taxes on that shit. So you should have a tax return. So let me see what your profits are. Because if you're out here doing music and you haven't registered your name, you haven't even LLC'd your own name, that also lets me know that you have no idea about the power of just your name and how you need to own your name. So when you put it on a contract, you are a business. That is a business doing a business with other businesses. We call that B2B sales. If you're not doing that, you've already lost money. Because you wouldn't be hiring John Bailey. You would be hiring Jake Hales for your party, your event, or whatever it is that you got going on. And with that, subscribe to the motherfucking channel and like this bitch. But most of you don't even understand the game, let alone know how to play the game. So I figured I'd come on here and give you guys just a little bit of insight. We all know this isn't usually what my videos are about. But you know what? I decided to do something a little different. Welcome to all new No Cap Reacts. Again, we talk about everything over here. You want to do something? Well, then do it. Then do it. The only person that's going to do for you is you. And if you're not doing it for you, don't think somebody else is. With that, if you got any questions, leave them in the comments. I respond to all comment questions. Like the video, share the video, subscribe. And again, my name is Bailey, a.k.a. Mr. Go Get 'em. And thanks for tuning in to another episode of No Cap Reacts.
Balenciaga's on my feet, stay in. Oh, boyfriend. I got these pointers, neck and wrist, stay in. Oh, boyfriend. I'm always fresher than the rest, stay in. Oh, boyfriend. Since 96, I'm in this game, stay in. Oh, boyfriend. Balenciaga's on my feet, stay in. Oh, boyfriend.